Hello everyone, my name is Dhruv Tomar. I am an intern at LEXIS and Company, and today in this video we would be discussing a very interesting topic for all the people, which is feminism. Now many people have myths about feminism, many people support feminism blindly. So what is the truth about feminism? What actually does feminism define, or what actual meaning it has? We are going to discuss that in this video, starting with the definition. So feminism is actually a range of social and political movement and ideologies to aim and which to define, establish and achieve the political, economical, personal and social equality of all the sexes. Now, apart from the bookish or apart from the ideal definition, we also want to know the meaning as well as the concept of feminism. So, talking about meaning, it is believed that men and women should have equal opportunities as well as rights, which is not such a great demand. It should be there, and many people are in support of that only, and people are working towards it also. So, what is the concept of feminism? What does feminism brings to our society? So, feminism at its core is about equality of men and women, which are not same. So many people offer up the argument that women are not same as men, so there can be no equality. In other words, because their bodies are different and because men and women have different physical capabilities, these physical differences means equality is not possible. Now it is critical to understand that same, the word same does not mean equal, which is, if we see according to our English grammar, it is equal, but in our practical society we doesn't actually do it. So what is the main issue about feminism in our society? So the issue here is that equal rights and equal access to opportunities must be there, which is somehow not there. Now men and women don't have to be same in physicality to have the right of equality. Now for example, if there are two young boys in a classroom, which in a daily school in a classroom, and one was physically weaker and smaller than the other, would we believe it's right to keep the weaker or the smaller boy from having the same access to the teacher, to the learning, to the computers or the books or the resources available in the school, or even to other children in terms of friendship, because he didn't have the same physical strength as the other boy? Is it is it good to do it? In my opinion, it's not. Then why don't people do it in the terms of when it comes to men and women? Why there is a discrimination against women? So do let me know your opinions in the comment section. And to explain you further, we would be discussing the history of feminism. So feminism, a belief in the political, economical and cultural equality of women, has roots in the earliest eras of human civilization. Now it is typically separated into three waves. The first wave, feminism, which dealt with the property rights and the right to vote, which after that came second wave of feminism, which was focusing on equality and anti-discrimination. And now the after the third wave feminism, which started in 1990s, as a backlash to the second waves, which is perceived of privileging of white against women. Now, from ancient Greece to fight for the women's suffrage, to women's marches, and to the Me Too movement, the history of feminism is as long as it is fascinating. And here, everything you need to know about the fight for gender equality, we are going to tell you. So, what happened actually is in 1848, Seneca Falls Convention, some abolitionists and like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott, they boldly proclaimed that in their now famous Declaration of Sentiments, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are treated equally and are created equally. Now, controversially, the feminists demanded their sacred right to the elective franchisee, or basically in basic words, to right to vote. They demanded it, and many attendees bought voting rights to women, which were beyond the pale, but they swayed when Frederick Douglass argued that he could not accept the right to vote as a black man if women could not also claim that right. Here, this was the turning point. Here, the things changed actually. So, when the resolution passed, the women's suffrage movement began in earnest and dominated much of feminism in several decades, which is, I guess, now also happening. It's not even stopped yet. So, talking about feminism, there are different kinds of feminism, and we have roughly divided into three types, which we can say that liberal feminism, radical feminism, and socialist or Marxist feminism. And now, further, we'll be dealing with some of these. So, what actually does liberal feminism states? In the key points, if I tell you, it states that optimistic view of the family, focus on increasing equality that actually exists. Many couples today see relationships on equal terms, and a man has found his feminine side that takes a more active role in the housework and childcare. All this is covered under the liberal feminism. Now, if you talk about radical feminism briefly in the same manner as we discussed the liberal feminism. So, radical feminism considers the male controlled capitalist hierarchy, which is described as sexist, as defining feature of women's oppression. Now, second point would be that women can free themselves in the era we are living, and only when they have done away with what they consider an inherently oppressive and dominating patriarchal system. So, if women willfully oppose this, they can obviously just boom it and recover it and all there and have the equality. I'm talking about the Marxist and the social feminists. What do they offer? So the thing is that begin to look at how women were oppressed in the economic sphere through, because it's not only about the liberal and the radical phase. Economically also women were not stable. So what was the change which should be there, or what was the changes which have now happened as we compared to the earlier ancient times? So there were low pay for jobs, segregation into particular female jobs like teaching, nursing, secretarial, cleaning. Low pay, low status jobs were actually given, became a surplus labor force, and unpaid in home and caretaking in and child rearing, which they were not considered as a job. They were ignored actually. Or and the thing was that it created all of this created an economic dependence on men for a women, which actually made them lacking in their self confidence, self esteem, make them more oppressed, suppressed by these rights. So this was the history. This was the reaction to feminism in the ancient times. Uh, Further, we will be discussing in the next video. Let's keep it till here only. Thank you.